history. You know, I come from way back there. My great-grandfather, Mandan Man, today they call it quantum physics, but our people were working with energy. They could change their forms. My grandfather on my male side is my great-grandfather, whose name was Mandan Man. Chokuyapi, Earth Lodge Man, but that's the Mandan people. And my grandfather used to raid them all the time. My grandfather was poor. He lived with his grandmother, and they only had one horse. And so my grandpa told his grandma, you take the horse and move camp. I'm gonna follow by foot. I'll walk, and tonight when your camp's ready, I'll arrive. So, as young boys are wont to do, he meandered along and he stopped to drink water. And next thing he felt a presence beside him, and here was this dog. And my grandfather was acting like a rich man. He turned around, oh, you're poor like me. Tonight when we get to camp, I'm inviting you. You come and eat with me. And they finished drinking water and he went on his way. And that night he came in and his grandmother served him. And next thing, the grandmother heard something at the door and she opened it and there was a dog. And my grandma said, get away, Mr. Booth, Mr. Booth. And my grandfather said, no, I invited him. He remembered that he had invited him. So the grandmother wanted to humor her boys, so she told the dog to come in and fed it just like she had fed her boy. Several nights later, the dog came and told my grandfather, because you took pity on me, you fed me, I'm going to take pity on you, and I'm going to give you my power. So my grandfather, the stories that were told about him was that you weren't supposed to look when he was sent on an errand. He was a scout. And but if you looked, all you'd see was a dog running. And so my grandfather used his power to become a very, very wealthy man. And he led his people. He was even a messenger for the early RCMP, and he could make it to Clooney and back one night. He could go to Brockett and back one night. And these are the energies that we've lost, how to use those energies. In my story, the ways Running Eagle, there's an old lady and she's got power, but everybody treats her weird because everybody knows she's powerful. She does all these weird things to try and teach the young people. At one point, I have her dancing in the living room. She has her skirt pulled way up and she's got a tight pullover and she's dancing, expecting her grandkids to come in, and guess who came in? The local police officer. And she had her music way up and she was dancing around. And she was trying to teach her kids not to wear their pants down to there and their tops up to there. But you know, to respect their bodies. And this is very important in our culture, and you don't go flashing skin. So she was doing that and she was acting it out. She had her hair all down and her pullover and she was dancing around. But this is how silly this old lady was. And so She's trying to teach this young girl who's had no Indian teachings, and she's trying to teach her. And a lot of our teachers would get impatient with us. Some of my teachers were so strict that if I didn't catch it the first time, then I didn't catch it. If I didn't listen, I wouldn't be told again. If I didn't figure out what was being told to me, and I came back with the word why, I would be told, oh, I hate that word why. Everybody always wants to know why. Why is because I told you how to do it. The only reason I told you how to do it. So I didn't ask questions. The transfers that were given to me from the old ways. I was really young when I was doing this, and so I had the beautiful opportunity to be with these old people, to know what their wants were for their future generations. And the most important thing they wanted was for our children to know our ways, to know how to talk our language, and to know our stories.